All right, YouTube. So today's video, we're actually talking about the latest firmware update on the Nikon Zf, and that's firmware version 2. So why do I want to talk about this one? Because two things that I'm actually very interested in that Nikon did with the firmware. And one of them was one that I've been harping on my channel for a while. So thank you, Nikon, for actually doing this, because believe it or not, I actually use this 200 to 600 Sony lens on this Nikon all the time to shoot some birds. And it's actually pretty incredible, the kind of results I get out of the ZF. And the ZF has the faster XP7 processor in it, and it was missing the bird AF tracking piece of the puzzle. And Nikon in version 2 of this firmware update, it's in there. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. I know I've been harping quite a bit for almost 6 months or more now. The other thing that Nikon actually did with this firmware update, actually a few things, is they added things for the Atomos Ninja. So I have the Ninja V Plus, which is up there. It's not cheap. I mean, they're like, it was, I don't remember what it was. It was the more expensive one, right? And it's got a lot of things that it can do with that. So it's kind of amazing that Nikon has actually gone through and they're thinking about doing that with these cameras, external recorders and things like that from a video perspective. I do some video on this, but ever since they fixed the firmware update, the original one was kind of bad, right? The one that it shipped with, I mean, it would overheat and it would just shut off, right? Not so much overheat, it would just shut off. Then they fixed that. But I never used it too much for video. I might do that a little bit more now. This video is being filmed on the R5 Mark II, by the way. Having said that, this particular camera now has turned into like a retro wildlife beast, because it's got enough speed, it's completely stealth, so you can fly under the radar. No one would ever know what this is. And you can attach it to a big lens and just have a field day with it. Be it a Sony lens, be it a Nikon lens. I mean, you could easily do that. This would pair very nicely with like I don't even know what their PF lenses are, maybe a 600 or 800 or whatever, and you can walk around with the thing easy all day long. The other thing they did on this was something they went after Fujifilm. And it's like a direct, you know, that feature is a direct, I don't want to say attack, but direct competitional type of feature on the ZF, and that is the recipes. So however you shot it, this and that and the other, if you connect to the Nikon cloud that they have, you can download other people's recipes, they can download yours depending on how you shot it, and you can download them onto your machine, which is your camera. I had made a video a long time ago when the ZF first came out, when I bought it. You can load some film simulations in here that some people have actually made for it. And I've actually been playing a lot with it myself to what I like. This particular camera, I can't speak to the Z5 Mark II. They claim it's exactly the same. I doubt it, but okay, fine. Let's just go with that. This sensor is very special. And don't get off on a 30-mile tangent. I don't really care, it's a Sony sensor. I'm actually happy it's a Sony sensor in there, because Nikon made the choice to go to one of the best sensor manufacturers in the world to put the best sensors in their cameras. I'll leave it at that. You can argue all day long. This guy designed it, that person did that, Nikon did this, that, whatever, right? At the end of the day, Nikon did not make the sensor. It was made by someone else. Yes, they do give some, design specifications and things like that. But there's something special in this camera, and also the Nikon Zf, which was the DSLR version of this, that I have not seen too much. And again, how do I say this? The images are special, is all I can tell you. They're different. They just are different. So if someone can explain it to me, I'll be very curious to hear it. Right? Leave it in the comments below. All of the other Nikon cameras, Nikon, wherever you live, they don't have quite the same look like this particular one does. When it's paired with their SE lenses, which were two of them, right? The 28 and the 40. I have the 40. I haven't bought the 28. Maybe I'll just pick one up before the tariffs hit, actually, on it. It does a pretty damn good job. And I think with the recent firmware update, like this one here, when I mounted the 40 onto it, maybe it's me. You guys let me know what you think. I think it goes faster. It just autofocuses faster. It grabs better. They've made some tweaks to this thing. So what all is not working? It was really funny. Someone actually posted a comment on my post earlier from the picture when I was updating this camera. And they said, well, will third-party batteries still work? I had the Power Extra battery in there when I did the firmware update. After the update, it still works. Not an issue, right? For the one that I have. I mean, you check with the one that you have. I have the Nikon battery too, but then I have two Power Extra ones that I use a lot with this because I shoot this a lot in the monochrome switch that's up here. I do that a lot. I really love it. And I've also custom tweaked it to the way I like to see it. And this particular body, paired with Zeiss Batis lenses from the Sony system, it can be a magical combination. So I'll leave it at that. I love my ZF, and all I'll say is thank you, Nikon, for doing this, because I was toying with the idea, hey man, maybe I'll pick up one of their other cameras and shoot some birds with that, and that kind of thing. You saved me the hassle of doing that, because now it's in here, and it's kind of cool, because I know I'm sitting kind of far away from the camera there, but it's funny. It puts a little bird up here. It's really a nice touch. That's one thing I think, Canon, if you're watching this, it would be nice to get that little picture up there, or if it's up there, I missed it, but I don't think I see like a bird picture up there. That's a nice touch, and it caught my attention. So, and then we added a couple of things in there, which is like a delayed exposure in there, I think is what it's called. The beauty of that is if you have it mounted onto a tripod, which I do quite often, it will delay taking that exposure it's almost like a timer, but it actually delays the exposure. So if there's any kind of shutter shock and stuff, you are not going to get that. So it's kind of cool that they're thinking through these things, because they realize that people are going to buy this, put some wide angle lenses or put some long lenses, and they're going to do different things with these cameras. And the one thing that I absolutely love is it's a retro look, so no one feels threatened with big bodies coming at you. One last thing I'll leave you with that they did, which was a pet peeve of mine on my previous video. This dial, we had to customize the auto ISO inside the camera, so when you turn this, it would correctly reflect inside the camera. It just was annoying. They've done a good job now, because now they have a kind of decoupled it from here, and you could still use this, but is decoupled from here, and you can program the rear and the front dials now to do some of the functions that this one here actually did. So, you know, I will say this, Nikon, you're listening, and you're actually doing actionable things to fix the things that the customers are actually saying about the product. I shoot multiple systems. Sometimes I just rant because it's frustrating. It just logically doesn't make any sense. But there is some rhyme or reason for it because other brands do something different, whatever. But they're listening and they made the changes. So I truly feel as if you just gave me a brand new ZF camera today, almost a year to 2 years later after buying this thing. And I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for doing that, and listening and paying attention to what people are saying. Now I just need my Z500 replacement. I mean D500 replacement. That would be great for all of the folks that are really looking for something in a wildlife type of setup, which would be pretty incredible for a lot of Nikonians that have been looking for it. As much as, full frame is good, APS-C has its own place. And as long as you understand that, I think you can live with, both happy mediums. We're always trying to, take one size fits all. And usually that approach doesn't work very well, right? So offer it. If people want it, they'll buy it, and you'll see. But the long lenses that you've made up until now, an APS-C body would be just a outstanding complement to the excellent glass that you've been actually making, and being able to get that additional reach would truly benefit a lot of the sports and wildlife photographers that actually shoot the Nikon system. So think about it, if you want to go down that path and do that. I think it will be very well received. I've used my Canon R7 for almost 4 years now. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I feel bad for some of the Nikonians that have been sitting on the sideline just watching, right? Some of them made the jump, bought the R7, some of them just waiting. And no, the Z50 Mark II is not the same. It's not. Just make a D500 replacement and it'll be awesome. You already did incredible things with the ZF. Now you can do incredible things with that. So with that, leave your comments below if you agree. I'm pretty sure a lot of you will disagree. You'll probably get some hate on this too, like in the past. But, like, subscribe, be nice to each other. Go out there, create your magic, and I will talk to you in the next one. Thank you.